All right, so this is the fifth episode of the Talk Louder podcast. Last week we had Haley on as a guest, and this week our special guest is Alex. Alex, say hi.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Alex.
And then, as per usual, I'm here, joined with Jacob and also Thomas.
Hello.
Hello.
And this week we have no idea what's planned for us.
Good Lord.
I guess individually we do, but as per usual, the script is on the individual side. But yeah, so Jacob seemed mildly interested in his topic that he wanted to talk about when we were talking about before this.
Well, because my topic isn't like it wasn't like anything I was like, oh, I can get a topic really bad. It was just I feel like it's best to come out with them like naturally, right? So I was watching Star Trek: The Next Generation before we started this, which is a show that's like really dear to me, honestly. Like I watched it as a kid a lot.
You do love your Star Treks.
I love Star Trek, and
I like Star Wars too.
I was kind of wondering what like media you guys consider, like TV shows or anything that you all consider like a big part of your life, if that makes any sense. Like what's your favorite TV show, I guess? But not even necessarily that, because I feel like a lot of people would go for like funny shows like The Office or something. But for me, Star Trek is just something that like I just enjoy watching generally.
So you're asking for my favorite piece of media or my favorite?
I mean, either.
show?
Just talk about some piece of media you like, I guess. I don't know. And why you like it.
Like influential, right? It's not just
Yeah.
like,
I would say influential
can
over
like-
like your favorite.
Like
Yeah,
I
I
love
don't-
Parks
like-
and Rec, but I don't think
Yeah.
it was influential on me. 'cause I
Exactly,
watched it a bit
exactly.
later.
Like, I
on
love
and
The
kinda
Office,
binged the whole
but-
thing.
But Star Trek is like fundamentally like it just means a lot to me. Does that make any sense? It's kind of
Yeah.
weird, but the show itself just means a lot to me. And I watched a lot during like my formative years, so like I don't know, the lessons I learned from the show like actually did stick with me, kind of, which is really lame, but you
No,
guys
I
don't
mean
know?
it's definitely for everybody. I think everybody can say that they've got something, whether it's TV show or media. I'd say mine, like growing up,
It's
was
not
kind of
to-
Doctor Who.
Oh,
Just-
Doctor Who.
Well, maybe less on like the serious side of like the lessons I learned from it. I don't think Doctor Who made me a better person, but it kind of like. And when I was watching Doctor Who, I'd be watching it with like my stepdad and my mom, and we kind of watch an episode every week, and we try to stay up to date with it. And it was just really, I don't know, it was just a really enjoyable time of my life. It just being able like that routine of watching it, just the wonder of, I'd say that's like the first like big sci-fi thing I really delved into. Really became like a part of the culture, and like I did like online stuff with it and looked in it. It made me meet some people through it, and in a way
get
started
you.
like the creative process for me. I mean, that was back when I did YouTube the first time around, like middle school. It's nothing
You do
serious,
like
but
Doctor
like
Who YouTube?
no. But just like little Jonathan wanted to be the Doctor, like this like really like
Interesting.
cunning character. Always has like the witty answer and stuff like that, and
Mm.
it just kind of
Role
that
model.
I think was sort of when I started like becoming more so of who I am now versus who I was when I was watching it, which is, don't want to be rude, but like sort of ironic in a way that you would think that like I wouldn't, for the people I've interacted with through it, label necessarily people who watch Doctor Who as like the most extroverted people. You don't go around and talk about like Doctor Who and all that stuff. It's not like the most popular thing. Towards the end there, it started like, I think they were showing episodes on Disney XD or something. Like it was a really weird thing to see, but yeah, it's weird the correlation that like me watching that and wanting to like project myself onto that character is kind of what transitioned me to being more extroverted and outgoing and trying to be more talkative to people. And then I kind of pushed it all to the side afterwards, because then I found that saying that I was a Doctor Who fan associated me with that culture that I had built up, and I was like, maybe I don't associate myself too closely with it, because I think a lot of times the fandoms of anything ruin something.
I guess so. I don't think Doctor Who's necessarily like that though. Personally.
Doctor Who wasn't as bad. I mean, no,
I think
definitely-
it's definitely a part of
Horrible.
that bad fandom side.
I think there are some people that might be kind
Definitely
of
a lot of
cringy, but I wouldn't say it's bad necessarily.
it sort of melded into this whole. There's the whole like BBC thing of I think it was Super Wholockians, I think is what it was called.
Yep.
Guys fans of
Lots of
Supernatural,
Yep.
Doctor
Oh, I
Who.
feel like you're saying that. See, I associate most.
Like,
of that
that's
with
the part of the
Sherlock and
culture I
all
kind
that.
of moved away from. Not exclusively.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I get you too, man.
But no, I mean, I really enjoyed that show. Outside of like what it made me as an individual want to do, and then just like the people I met through it, and then connections with family and stuff like that. It's really important to me versus other shows that I would say I have liked more. Like I am more likely to probably go back and watch Parks and Rec just for the humor than I am to watch certain like the whole run of Doctor Who. Granted, I say that there are some episodes of Doctor Who that I will watch probably once every 3 months or something just to go back to it. I'd say my 3 favorites are, I guess I can go in order, is I can't even remember the name of the episode. It's the one where it's Matt Smith where he deals with a parasite planet. It's like right when he hangs out with Clara, which also the actor who plays Clara was like my only celebrity crush as a child. I didn't care for like other actors or like the big names. I don't know. Scarlett Johansson was one for a while.
Never mind.
Matt Smith was right after David Tennant.
No, but like what time period? How old were you? Because you weren't that young then, right?
Matt Smith, he was like
when
I was like 13 or something, right?
That was later on.
John, you didn't have your first crush till like 13.
First childhood crush was
celebrity crush.
Really?
First celebrity crush.
Even that. Like,
no, seriously, I never was like super attracted to any like.
Bro, I had a crush on the chick from Harry Potter.
Dude, I had a crush on so many chicks from like TV shows and movies.
I don't think I've ever had a celebrity crush.
Every female protagonist, like I was all about it, like every time.
Dude, I get you. I was the same way.
Yeah.
No, it's weird because I'm always a sucker for like shipping in shows, like people like hooking up and stuff. Like I like romance and like other things. But no, I never really had a celebrity crush, and honestly, haven't had one since. My only real celebrity crush I ever had was the girl that played Clara.
Interesting.
It's been so long, I can't even remember her name. Darn.
I mean, I'm the exact same way. Like I am a fan of like just like general romance, but like I don't think I've ever had like a celebrity crush or anything. But I also like don't watch a lot of stuff. So like when you ask like what's your favorite piece of media that's had like some sort of influence on you, honest to God, like the only show that comes to mind is like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I would say video games also count though, honestly.
I was about to say video games.
Halo 3 for me was a huge influence too. Just media. That's why I started saying media, because TV shows is like we're putting in a box it really doesn't need to be in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, the actor that played Clara was Jenna Louise Coleman, and funny story was that I used to run cross country, and there was a girl that looked just like her, and my like smooth pickup line was, "Did you know you look a lot like Jenna Louise Coleman?" And then she was like, "Who?" I was like, shoot."
And then they got married.
No, we dated. It just went south.
Is that who I think it is?
No.
Okay.
No, this, like I said, Matt Smith era. This is like
Cammy.
Yeah, it's Cammy. No, this is like end of middle school, early high school. I like Doctor Who. As far as video games, I'd say Halo Reach was probably a really big one, but that was more just like connecting with friends. And the first time I really got on online gaming, I'd say it was less constructive of who I am and more just constructive of, like my friendships and stuff.
Can I just interject and say that I just looked at my chemistry group chat and I added my sister to it before our exam, and she just helped somebody with an answer, and I went by, like without even thinking, I went by and liked all of her replies. That's such a weird. Okay, anyway, continue. Media. Sorry, I'm just trying to support my sister.
I don't know, outside of other things, TV show wise.
Stuff
I watched early on, I don't know. I mean, I watched a lot of Naruto.
You guys have any YouTubers that you guys think influenced you a lot?
Oh, for sure, the Yogscast.
Yeah.
I think the Yogscast definitely shaped my humor. And then
I used to really like Markiplier a lot.
Okay, this is gonna sound really cringe. Okay.
No, you're good.
But let's stay with me here. Okay.
Dude, I used to like Markiplier. You're good, man.
My first introduction to YouTube was Pro Jared.
That's not cringe though.
Pro Jared, Angry Video Game Nerd, Nostalgic Critic, all people like that. Cringe. All those reviewers, those were the first guys I watched when I was little. Then I evolved. We evolved. I started watching PewDiePie when he came back. Who else? I watched a lot of iDubbbz. iDubbbz is like a really big one for me. Same with like Filthy Frank when he was big. Those are all of my big quote unquote YouTube inspirations, if you want to call them that.
I liked watching I can't remember his name now, but the guy who did the Your Grammar Sucks bits. Jax something.
Jax Films, yeah, he's good
He's
too.
pretty good.
Yeah.
He's still like
I
out
watched
there.
a lot of those.
Dude, I still watch him. He's still good.
He's actually really funny.
Yes, he's so funny.
He went on a big rant not too long ago about how he wasn't growing as a channel.
Did he actually?
There's a lot of people having like toxic stuff said to him.
Damn, poor guy.
Just in my few months of using Twitter, it's one of the things that I got.
I love Twitter so much, dude.
I'm having a hard time really getting into it.
Really? Well, it's so common to hear that. I don't understand it though.
I really
feel like
also
I
don't
missed
like
the
Twitter.
ship on it.
The thing is that I started really late, so it's not like you still can't get into it. It just you got to find people you enjoy reading, and then honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It helps like a billion times if you just follow people who shitpost. It helps so much.
I think one of the things too, it's weird for Twitter, is it's the first time I made a social media that like wasn't like heavily inclusive of people I know. I think on my personal one, you're the only person that I actually know who I follow.
The thing is that like the people I like read like the tweets from are never people I know. I don't really care what they say.
Yeah. But like Instagram is the only one I use regularly, unless you count Snapchat as a social media. But I mean, that's just a lot of people I know. It's sort of a way to keep tabs with people from high school and stuff. But I also follow other creators and stuff like that. Like I follow a lot of comic book artists.
Yeah. If you try to play Twitter like you play Facebook, I think you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Like it's
very interesting to use something that's not.
I was under the assumption that only boomers used Facebook.
Yeah, it's pretty true, honestly. I said that back in middle school, and one kid from my middle school replied to me, and he said, "No, it was the stupidest thing."
Only cool kids.
Nowadays, it's like that, but probably like 10 years ago, it was.
No, not even, dude. I predicted this so much.
Using that shit, dude.
In middle school, literally, I wasn't allowed to get a Facebook till middle school, and like one of my second posts is like, "Yo, why is this site kind of dead?" Like when it came to like kids, like we were not posting crap. And it was just like old people all the time. And so then I was like, this is kind of dead. And that kid was like, no, it's just starting. And now no one our age is like ever on Facebook unless you're just like trying to post pictures for your family.
Yeah, right. Everybody uses Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat.
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares about Facebook?
I mean, definitely, the whole thing of Facebook is it's heavily used by an older audience. But
well, I also think that's also used a lot by like a foreign audience, like as in like America. I feel like from what I've seen anyway, it's really popular in like other countries necessarily to like make events and stuff. So I guess some people do use it. It's just that our generation in our country doesn't really use it.
Yeah. We talk about that a lot, using advertising and stuff. My major. Using Facebook, and like you use that if you're aiming for an older demographic, or you have to know who you're going to reach to.
That's true.
It's the prime demographics, the teen audience to like mid-20s. That's the prime audience that everybody wants to get right now. Just a younger audience.
We are like so far off topic. I was not expecting this to happen.
But honestly, being on topic is kind of lame.
No, it is never more. It's never.
The
we'll go on a topic
versus
we'll go off for a bit, and then when that dies, we throw in someone else's topic.
We just talking. We just talking. We're just chilling.
Yeah.
All right.
If it was any more structured, I think we would have to do research, and then it doesn't really cater to the randomness that is the podcast.
Well, I just don't. I think people just like listening to people talk.
Very conversational.
I saw a tweet today about it's like this girl. It's a Reddit post, and it said that her boyfriend that was like a year older than her kept using the Chad versus Virgin meme, and he was using it so often that she was considering breaking up with him because he constantly would ask if the outfit was a Chad outfit or a Virgin outfit, and she'd be like, "Well, I don't think it really matters as long as you like it," and he'd be like, "That's such a virgin thing to say."
I definitely will agree with her. I think you can pound a meme too hard, and it just becomes so annoying. There are some that I really, really, really hate.
I love Virgin Chad memes. They're still good.
I kind of really like them too.
I think if you just enjoy just the picture, and then you really like it, and you're like, oh, I found another funny one, you send it, that's fine. But if you incorporate it into other facets of your life, like him talking about outfits and then connecting it to that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. But then it was really funny because there's a quote in it where it goes like the Virgin like meme like appreciator versus the Chad meme like dedicationist. That's what he said or something like that. It's really fucking funny. Point is that if you don't you don't stick to your memes, you're not a real man.
Anywho, I was gonna say when you're talking about memes and stuff like that, do you think there's any connection to what you first brought up? Do you think that people
media?
nowadays, yeah, do you think that
People have like
meme
a favorite
culture,
meme?
being stuff like that? Do you think
What's
it
a meme
hinders
that's been
people?
influential to you,
Not
John?
necessarily memes, but I'm just saying like that culture of getting on, following meme accounts.
Oh,
It's
I don't
like
even know, man.
a
I
lot
can't even
more
begin to tell you
involved
what I think
nowadays
about all that.
than like when I was in middle school and it was just iFunny.
It's low key really frustrating. People who like there's like legitimately people we know who like get everything they know about politics from like Instagram. And if you ever go on to Instagram for politics, dude, it is some of the stupidest stuff I've ever read in my entire life.
It's actually, it's so disgusting, right?
It is so gross. It will just be like maps, and it'll just be like Donald Trump is awesome, and then people like 1 billion likes, and people be like, yeah. And it's just like, what the hell is this? I'm like, why are we doing this? Not that Donald Trump isn't awesome, but it's just like no one actually like. I don't know. It's weird. People will just like. I can't
Yo,
even
who is
explain it.
typing?
It's John.
Stop!
I'm talking to our editor.
I can't hear.
Making notes
Our
for me.
photo
You're
editor.
the editor.
No, our photo editor, Maddie.
Oh.
No.
I'm the audio editor.
No, but there will deadass be like just random stuff, like random arguments about politics on Instagram that like go nowhere except for like to epically like pwn their enemies. And it's like the most just oh my god, it's awful. It's actually awful. Especially because then you have to like interact with these people in real life too.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's so frustrating is because they're just like, yo, chill. Honestly, Instagram is kind of cancer.
Not gonna lie, I agree.
Yeah, it's just like true. Like even like no offense, but like the memes are kind of cancer too. Like they just it sounds really stupid. This is so pretentious of me. People shut up.
Okay.
It's just because like every time I see a meme on Instagram, it's like one I've already seen because it's like always just people I think okay.
It's just reposted shit over and over
really
again.
easily like monetizable, which is why I've actually mentioned this. My roommate's trying to buy a meme account right now so he can make money. So I think it incentivizes instead of actually like just doing it because you're trying to be funny, it's doing it to get paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of people out there running accounts where they just take other people's work because they're just trying to get paid. And so a lot of the jokes on there are just it's flooded with just unfunny jokes.
I actually have a huge gripe about that from this week. It's because, like I said, I said comic book artists. I don't mean like the people who make like the Marvel comics or the DC comics, like people who just are artists that make their own comics on Instagram. If you use Instagram, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, that's what it is. People like Shen Comics I follow. That Nathan Pyle guy who has the alien ones that blew up like over the summer. But one thing, like I always see on my Explore because I follow these people and like their picture are sort of like, I guess like meme accounts, but not really necessarily like memes, but more like
art
just
accounts.
collection of like comic art and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And even ones like, because a lot of my recommended is like Dragon Ball Z stuff, because I follow a Dokkan page and then that leads to art and stuff like that. So it's always like I see collection of accounts, and one the other day was the account for, and this is kind of cringy to me, but I guess if it's you do you, but it's they'll make an account and they'll name themselves after the character. Like that account was claiming that they were Bulma and act like they were Bulma from Dragon
like
Ball.
role playing accounts.
Yeah, sorta. Role playing
Oh,
the
God.
character with like their posts, not like interacting with the audience who views, because they don't ever comment on the pictures. Because I went in depth on this account because I was like flabbergasted. But they would just post other people's art of like Bulma and Vegeta or just Bulma, and then make a comment about like what was going on in the art. Like if it's a picture of Bulma like watching Vegeta train or something, it's like watching the boy train today, like Hard Eyes or something, which I think is very cringy. But like I said, you do you. But the thing that I got mad about is all of that account is just someone stealing other people's art, using it, and they don't even tag the artist. They just include the watermark, and that frustrates me. Probably a better question to have with
when people
Haley
in the
on.
comments ask for sources and they don't give the source. They're like, it's not my job to give you a source on this image. And when it's like, yes, it is. If you don't give me the source, you're stealing this. Like that's theft. You can't do that.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
A lot of people in the comments would be like, the actual artist was so and so, and they'd tag them. And then I went down the rabbit hole because she said in one post, it's like, I always include the watermark, yada, yada, yada. I'm not stealing anything. Someone got really rude with me about this otherwise. And I just see stuff on Instagram and it gets me heated, and then I just don't say anything. But
I think art's one thing. I also think like I don't know, meme accounts is different though. I think sometimes. I don't think I think it's hard to tell where a meme's from.
But if it's obviously somebody put forth effort to edit something and then you just steal it from that person, like I had my biggest video on my YouTube channel, it got like 50,000 something views. It was an edit of this clip from Samurai Jack where I basically just made it look like Yoshi P was killing a white mage like he did when in Final Fantasy 14. It's a big bullshit or whatever. I'll send it to you. You can link it, whatever. I don't care. But I found this on other meme pages for Final Fantasy, and it had been stolen. And I'd be like, guys, this is my video. Don't do that.
I think especially if it's on digital. But I think the issue is that it just takes one person to steal it, and then one guy not to know where it's from to then repost it. It's just that's the issue, you know. It's hard to like track these things.
It just
sucks.
Burns
me
for
up. Sure. It's so hard to track those. I mean, thousands and thousands of accounts, meme accounts, art accounts, stuff like that are just collections of things they found that they think is funny or
it just
they
spreads
think
like
looks
fire
cool.
and it's impossible to trace.
People take from them, and then it's I think it's an issue for sure.
And like since Hire was thinking about you don't have to believe that was his name, but so he wants to buy a meme account, right? And I kind of do too because he has his idea is like genuinely pretty smart to make like a lot of money. And so I was thinking about it too, and I was like, it's really hard though to like if someone just sends me like a meme in a group chat with some friends, I'm like, oh, it's funny, I should post it on my account. The issue is then like who's the source for that? That's just spooky. And so I was thinking like, what should I do in that case if I do this? And I was like, I guess I just have to be like, yo, does anyone know who made this? I want to tag them, and then if I find them, tag them. If I can, I don't know. It's like complicated.
I guess if you're taking it from like an account, on that account, they should have the creator posted. If not, you just link back.
I think that's true.
Account.
I agree with you. Okay.
But I don't know. It's definitely something that would keep me away from ever posting other people's content on my Instagram.
I got back on Instagram recently.
Thing of mine.
And honestly, I don't miss it.
I don't seek like enjoyment out of it. It's just except for the Explore feed where I just read comics. That's is basically what my Instagram is boiled down.
I used to like the Explore feed too, but even now, like I just vastly like prefer Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Except for yesterday, I had that fun pineapple picture I posted. That's the only time I posted something just silly for in a long time.
I don't know. My little Twitterverse is fun. You get like your own little tiny like Twitter world. People just post funny pictures, like a dude drinking bathwater. You know, that was on my timeline like 1 second ago. It was like a dude connected to the pipes drinking bathwater. So you know, you gotta follow the kind of things that you just see, and you're like, this is funny. I enjoy this.
Well, anywho,
here's a video of a guy out of town called fucking.
Nice. It's in Austria.
See, it's just nice, you know. This is zen, it's peace. There's no anger, no conflict.
Well, I guess it depends on your Twitter. If you're
it depends on who you follow. You honestly have the choice to make your own world. Like if you want to follow people that make you angry and be angry, like that's you. But like I don't want to, so I'm not gonna.
Some people just like that their blood boiling, you know.
That's true though. Some people get like addicted to like a response and they need to stop. They're not making themselves happy.
I've done that once where I got in like a rant with somebody on Instagram and it's just like, who gains from that?
I did it too though on Twitter and I was like thinking to myself, I was like, you can't reply. Like here's the thing, people who comment, think about who here like on a regular basis comments on like YouTube videos or like tweets or anything.
I comment on YouTube videos that I like and dislike sometimes. But
that's fair. But I feel like people who like every video you see are like this sucks or like just like random crap like that. Like these people cannot be real. And honestly, I feel like if you like reply to like a lot of the comments, they're just like so bizarre. Like it just makes you a clown too. Like you're just clowning yourself.
I rarely comment. I only like the content that I truly like because especially if it's something I'm not like subscribed to or following, because then it will tell the algorithm that I want more content like that by that person or whatever. That's pretty much my only.
Because I replied to a political conversation.
Oh,
yeah, it was bad. It was terrible. Hated it.
Anywho, I have a strange infatuation with Latin and Italian this week.
Why?
Like the language or?
Yeah, the language.
The women?
No. I don't know. Wish Latin wasn't a dead language. What a cool language.
No, it's actually the lamest. I went to a Catholic school, John.
Bro, I love Latin.
It's you speak in Harry Potter spells, and that's all I can hear.
That's so fun.
It's cool.
My ex was she took Latin, so she spoke Latin pretty well, and it's not cool at all. It is one of the dorkiest things you can do.
What about learning ancient Greek?
No, honestly, that's way cooler than Latin because you just sound like ipsus usus diem, and you just sound like such a weirdo.
I think it's cool. I think like cool phrases like this deck of cards that we went out on Friday. Yeah, and it's like my favorite deck of cards I own. They're the Monarchs, and they just got Latin written all over them.
Well, that's fair. If you're happy with it, then you do you. But personally, I think it sounds like Simlish.
Minus est semper elegendum.
Dude, speaking of spells.
Of the two, it's always better to take the latter.
Dude is speaking in spells.
That's what it sounds
He's
like.
casting a curse on you.
Oh no, he's putting the hex on us,
literally
bro.
everything they say.
All the listeners are cursed.
Because the spells in Harry Potter are from Latin, so it makes sense why it would be, but like, it's just fundamentally changed the way I hear the language.
Stupefy is not Latin. That is not Latin. Stupefy is not Latin.
I didn't say Stupefy was. I'm saying a lot of spells from Harry Potter are, okay? Does that make you happy? A lot.
If you want to be a wizard, learn Latin.
It's true.
Sort of, right? You just gotta change wizard to doctor. Don't doctors have to learn a lot of Latin?
Yeah. A lot of people in the med field. I guess I do too, actually.
A lot of scientists gotta learn Latin.
Yeah, that's fair, because like words like lateralis and stuff.
What?
Lateralis? Lateral. Like lateralis, like away from.
Oh.
like your lats, like your on your body.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I just said federales, so I was like,
no, not federales. Just start speaking in Spanish.
Or metigui la ananas.
What are you saying?
Metigui.
He's speaking in spells. He's not saying anything.
That's the spell for put down the pineapple, because that's what it translates to.
The official language in Holy See. Jeez, Catholics are just something else.
Catholics
are not even Latin, just other languages. I think there's so many. Not all languages, I guess, but just like
what?
Well, my topic is explicitly not edgy.
Perfect. Let's talk about it.
What a good transition. Let's go. Get away. Get us away from religion.
I want to talk about LaCroix.
Dude,
that drink sucks.
It's awful.
I hate LaCroix. I don't understand. I've got friends in California who drink LaCroix like on the daily, and I'm like, guys, I drank this. It tastes like carbonated piss. I'm not kidding. It's awful. I hate LaCroix.
My There's a really good image for LaCroix that sums it all up, and it's all the different
my roommate,
flavors of it.
He used to hate carbonated water, right? And so he started drinking all the time because Hiram has an obsession with sometimes material goods, and so he wants to look fancy. So he started drinking carbonated water because he likes that. And he hated it at first, and he drank it so often that now he loves it to death. And he says it's an acquired taste. So I couldn't exactly explain it to you, but obviously some people do enjoy it somehow.
Yeah, some people. Yeah,
I think it can become an acquired taste.
Have you all had White
People
Claws?
say coffee can be an acquired taste, like black coffee.
Coffee is not an acquired taste.
Wait, black coffee?
Black coffee, yeah, you either like it or you don't.
I hate it.
Yeah, see, I'm different. I drank black coffee the first time and I loved it, but I tried to get my mom to drink it and she hated it.
Hey, John.
I don't know. I think a lot of things can become an acquired taste after you've done them for a while.
Prepare
for long enough.
Prepare to like maybe cut this part, but have you guys had White Claws?
What?
No, I was gonna say the spur onto this was LaCroix. I think personally is awful, but not just LaCroix. I think flavored seltzer water is just bad.
Yeah,
I don't think White Claws are that bad actually. I kind of enjoy them.
What is a White Claw?
It's a seltzer water alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
Which I don't think we had to cut out necessarily because John's 21.
Why? I had White Claws not long ago, and I drank like half of one, and it was awful.
Everybody, I have an announcement.
I'm not 21.
I'm not either.
21.
I turned 21 soon.
Vodka.
Stop.
Well, I was saying I'm not 21. I'm 20. I was making a joke because I'm funny. I'm a comedy genius.
I'm actually 14. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Alex, I love you.
No, I just think seltzer water as a whole, flavored seltzer water, is just bad. I get that people like it, and I get that. I think that maybe the thing is you either do like it right off the bat, like people like it, people don't, and then some people want to drink seltzer water because it's a healthier alternative, and then through doing that, then like it. Like it's
I really don't know, dude.
I don't really know, man. I didn't like it because it's healthy, but as I drink it, I've actually kind of come like along. Like I can drink a seltzer water; it really doesn't bother me.
Well, I wanted to talk about LaCroix because my mom really likes LaCroix.
My mom does too.
So when I go down into the kitchen and I open up the refrigerator and I'm like, let's get some snack going on. I always see these LaCroix, and yesterday I had one. And it was like so bad. I took like 2 sips of it and I was like, this is probably one of the worst things I've ever ingested.
Well, your mom also drinks like Diet LaCroix or something, doesn't she?
Ew.
No, she drinks exclusively like diet soda.
No.
But like LaCroix like gets past that buffer.
Yeah.
I also don't understand people who think that diet sodas taste better than the regular ones.
My dad loves Diet Coke.
They definitely don't taste better, but they do have their health benefits. They're less calories. It's really we can't break soda very easily, and it's a good alternative.
But the thing is
I'm
that
not saying that you shouldn't drink it. I'm saying people who would prefer it, barring the health benefits or not, say this is a better taste.
Listen to this. This is going to be the hottest take of 2019. All right, I think that Coke Zero Sugar tastes better than Coke, like regular Coke.
Okay, this is what I was going to say. My dad actually doesn't even drink Diet Coke because of the health benefits. He used to have it at meetings with business, like coworkers and stuff. And so he's so used to drinking it that it's acquired the taste. He says it's just something you just eventually love, like even more than regular Coke, which is so bizarre to me because Coke just tastes so much better.
Coke
could be the thing that like, isn't it like if you drop Coke for a while or drop any soda for a long period of time because you just want to be healthier, you don't want to drink it, and then you go back to it. Like if you haven't touched the Coke in like 2 years, and then you go to drink it, you're like, this is awful.
No.
I've heard a lot of people who've dropped pop. And
I have a friend.
I dropped soda for like a whole year, and then I went back to Coke, and that was the best Coke of my life. I'm not even kidding, dude.
It depends. It depends on like I feel like people who like some people, how some people care a lot about mouthfeel. I feel like those people, they're used to like the fizziness and then they stop and they get back and like, oh, the fizziness is kind of overwhelming for them. But I think people who aren't so obsessed with like mouthfeel of foods, like not at all. You know what I mean? Like, because it's still it tastes good, man. Dude, nothing is more refreshing. Nothing is more refreshing than a freaking Sprite lemonade. I'm going to be honest with you all right now. I've thought about this recently. No, I love it to death, and I don't know why. It is so good.
Sprite lemonade?
Okay,
it's like the lemonade, but it's pronounced lemonade because I saw that in the commercials.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's so good. Try it. If you've not had it, try it.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Amy got one and then didn't like it, so I
love it.
It's okay. I don't think
I love it so much. It's better than every other soda because no lie, I'll drink that and I'll feel more refreshed than water. It's awful.
That reminds me, man. I saw a thread on Twitter the other day where people were saying they don't drink water because it doesn't taste good.
Their skin's like terrible.
What do you all think about that? What do you think about that?
I was like that when I was younger. I definitely didn't like water.
Me too.
Like I didn't want to drink water. But
I've always liked water, and water is the elixir of life and is the greatest beverage on the earth. So
I think running cross country was the first thing that gave me an appreciation for water. It's like when you're running out in this dead heat of the summer and you sweat your body weight out, and then you get just a cold ice water. That's the most refreshing thing.
No, dude. I'm not talking about like these people like don't have an appreciation for water. I'm talking like they hate it. Like these are like 20, 24-year-old people who are like, yeah, I don't drink water because it tastes bad. Instead, I drink Coca-Cola.
You guys know
I don't get the taste bad. I get that like if you were going out or something, you would prefer to have a flavored beverage.
No. Like
water is just pretty plain, but I don't think it tastes bad. Yeah, I know.
Abby doesn't drink water.
What?
Sure. She's talked about this to me before. She hates the taste of water. I think she's changed. I think she's changed on it. But like in the beginning, like freshman year, she didn't like water.
You're 90% water, right?
I know, but like some people like they'll just drink the liquids. They just don't. It's the taste. I don't know. It's like a weird thing. I think we get so used to like really nice tasting things that we can't appreciate just like water. I like water. It's grown on me a lot. When I was a kid, I didn't really like it, but then as college started, especially like I drank more water, and now I don't know. It's refreshing,
I would get the argument that like you would want to drink something else because of the taste or the flavor. Like your favorite drink is tea, so you drink tea and you don't want water. But I don't get if someone says that water tastes bad.
Yes, I like what? Water doesn't taste like anything, you know?
That's not true.
It tastes like air.
My roommate will buy fancy waters because he swears he can taste the difference. And I get what he's saying, like the mineral content of waters and stuff.
Well, I mean, I think that falls under the same category as like why people think LaCroix tastes bad is like the fancy water can sometimes be defined as like an acquired taste.
Mm-hmm.
I think if the only water you drink is like Voss water or whatever the $40 a bottle water is, you just need to get off your high horse and drink water out of the sink for a day.
High key, John is preaching right now.
I agree.
I drink sink water. That's what my
Dude,
water bottle is full of right now.
That water's good, yo. It's free.
I mean, I have a filter
It's not
in
really
our fridge
free.
that we use.
Jonathan, see, you're up there on the horse still. You got to get off that horse.
I'm
You're
the
just
horse
drinking
and
straight
into
out
the sink, boy.
100%.
I'm not gonna tell everybody that you should only drink tap water.
You can bring a
But
horse
I think
to the
if you would
sink, but you can't make
exclusively
him
drink
drink.
Voss water. No, and then the one thing I don't get, and this isn't water, this is just a status thing, is they'll buy Voss water, drink that, and then just fill up their bottle of Voss water with their sink water, and then they'll go around with that. It's a status thing at that point. It's not a
Oh, look at my Voss water.
I drink
dude.
Voss water. I'm so cool. Get out of here.
Dude, we're slamming Voss water drinkers.
Honestly, though, it tastes the same as regular
We
water.
just lost our Voss water sponsorship. You can kiss that goodbye.
All 200 of my subscribers drink Voss water. What am I gonna do?
No, dude. I went to a nice like little organic like grocery store, right? And I was in a really bad mood that day. But all the cashiers were drinking Voss water, and I was like, this is some hippie stuff right here. I was like, this is some like pretentious, like we're saving the earth shit right here. Sorry.
I don't think it's like a we're saving the earth kind of thing. I think it's just I'm
just
better than you kind of
no,
thing.
Yeah,
but
it's
I mean,
just a
but
status
there's like a lot of people buying only organic food and like drinking Voss water, and like they only use like they don't use plastic bags, like they refuse to.
Oh wait, yeah, Voss water is in a glass thing, right?
It is in a glass container, and that's why people be buying it.
Wait,
I don't know, man. You can buy them in plastic. My mom does. Not all the time. She'll buy them like on sale if they're ever on sale. I don't know why she does it. I love her to death.
this is a call out to Jacob's mom. If you drink Voss water, I'm gonna sue you.
I mean, I don't see the issue with on sale and it's like a decent price because she just likes drinking because she's like, it's Voss water.
If your taste buds are far more accurate than mine, I guess to say, and you can actually taste a mild difference between the $4 a bottle water versus the $4 for a 24-pack water, then
I guess you'll just die.
I guess that's just a curse that you have to live with.
Yeah, I guess you're just evolutionarily,
you've taken steps backwards on the evolutionary chain, and I feel like if you don't like water, then I don't like you. End of discussion.
The virgin water taste.
Next topic.
Bad water enjoyer.
What's worse, somebody who thinks water tastes bad, or somebody who would refuse Dasani because they only drink Voss water?
It's actually a good question.
What would put you off more? You're on a first date and you offer somebody a bottle of water. You're like hiking or something, and they're like, "No, I just don't drink water because I think it tastes bad." Or they're like, "No, I only drink Voss water."
Well, I think I would be equally pissed off in both scenarios.
I don't.
If we were no, let me explain this.
Okay.
If we were hiking specifically, that's the scenario we've been given, right? We're on a good old trail, and I've offered them my bottle of water, which is probably sink water, and they say if they say no, I don't drink water, I'm gonna say you're gonna die by the time we're off this trail because you're gonna be thirsty to death. You're gonna dehydrate, or if they say no, I only drink
the classic thirst to death. The coroner shows up. It's like, looks like he was just too thirsty and he died.
He thirsted to death.
Thirsted to death.
Is that what happens to like 50-year-old virgins? They thirst to death.
Oh my god.
But if somebody says no, I only drink fancy water, I would have the exact same response. I'd be like, you're just going to dehydrate and fall over, and it's not going to be my fault because I offered you this water.
To be fair, I don't think a person actually exists that would like say no to water if they were dying. Realistically.
That's true, but the context is I've
I know, I
offered
get
to
you, I
them,
get
not
you.
that they're dying.
Well, maybe in 30 minutes they'll drink your peasant Dasani.
I was
Okay,
going
how
to
about-
say, inevitably they ask again, and then I just hand it to them, and I'm
How
like,
about-
I think
"Here
if
you
it
go."
was, they said that water tastes bad, that spurs on a conversation where I'm like, well, why do you think water tastes bad? But if they're like, I only drink Voss water, then I'm just like, okay, well, have fun getting off of this trail. I'm gonna go the other way.
Exactly, that's me too. I'm more annoyed by that person than the person who's just like, you know what, I'm just not a huge fan of the taste. I'm like, I can respect your
Pretentious stuff would
differences.
bother me.
We
But if
should
it's
put the
just-
question, does water taste bad, into our repertoire of serial killer identification questions.
Well, we changed it from serial killer
No, I
repertoire
don't think they're
to
fine.
bread law.
Oh no. Oh
Yeah.
no. Are
What
we
are
really
you-
talking about the bread tie thing?
At the end of the last episode, we started establishing bread law.
Oh no.
Why would you?
Well, Alex, how do you store your bread?
Fellas, I'm chaotic neutral. I do the twisted tuck method.
Oh
The
no.
tried and true twisted tuck. Every single time, baby.
You broke law 2 of bread law.
Is chaotic evil just leaving the bread open?
Yes.
I think so.
That's hilarious.
Well,
Yeah, no,
Curtis
I
will
don't-
be happy that someone else is on his side.
I don't screw with none of that bread tie BS, you know? I just twist the bread and then I tuck it under. It keeps the air out, keeps the bread fresh, and it's less effort.
I
There you
have to
go.
tie it. I feel weird if I don't.
Your
A
bread
tie
is
on
worth
the
your
side.
effort.
I don't know where to put the tie. Like, I guess you can say throw it away.
You
But I
you, what,
don't-
you tie the bread in a knot?
Huh?
Like you
What?
tie the plastic in a knot?
No,
Is that what
no,
I heard?
No.
No. He twists it up and then he ties the bread tie around it.
Yeah, like normal. But my point is like, I like how I said like normal. My point is like, I wouldn't know what to
Like
do with the
regular
bread tie if
people
I didn't
do.
just reuse it. You know what I mean?
Like
Like,
us
I feel like it's meant for
regular
that.
people.
Well, do you throw it away? Is that what you do?
Oh, yeah, you
Uh,
chuck it.
Disgusting.
No, I leave it in the. We have like a counter where we put bread ties just in
He
case.
collects
we need
them.
something.
What else
Hey!
would you need them for
Hey!
if not for
He killed us.
tying bread?
For putting around cables and stuff. I just put one on my cables.
You just use the twist tie for that.
What a
Yeah,
laugh.
the bread tie, the twist tie, the bread tie. Come on,
Your cable management is probably atrocious.
Chad.
it looks beautiful. You're atrocious.
Guys, we know what month they
It's just
baked his
all bread
cables.
ties. I just have a mental image of you, like you take the bread, you get a new loaf of bread, you take the bread tie off immediately, you open up a
Puts it all in
drawer that's
wires.
like overflowing with bread ties, and you just chuck it in there.
Listen, how I live my life is my choice.
Better yet, I imagine him like every time he gets a new one, he just puts it on a random wire in his PC because he doesn't know where to put it.
Yeah.
All his
Not
wires
even
are just
bundled
covered in
up.
them.
It's like solo wire.
Yeah.
No, they're color coded, so that my computer wire has like a blue bread tie on it. You know.
You know what day of the
Oh,
week those cables were baked?
I hate that we think that's funny. Oh god.
Bread ties are the base of all human comedy.
Mm.
Speaking of bread ties, I think I have a new topic for you guys to carry forward on this
Ooh.
podcast. All right.
Eventually, it's just going to be the podcast that we have a guest on. We spend an hour questioning them about all of our previous topics because now we've got bread tie, water. Now Alex's thing. That's what I want the podcast to be. Is just
Listen
we have
up.
a list
A
of questions
questionnaire.
about what you do in your day-to-day life, and then at the end we give them a score, and then the podcast ends.
So I'm going to talk about something really personal that everybody has done at least once. Shower. All right. Showering.
How dare you assume I shower? I only bathe.
When you take a shower, okay, do you wash your hair first or do you wash your body first?
Ooh. Hair.
Hair. This
I'm
is
waiting
really
for
Hair.
I'm waiting for
I have
Jonathan's
to
answer.
think about it. I don't know for sure. That's not like.
John has to go reenact a shower.
Let me go take a shower. I'll be right back.
I'm going to slam somebody if they say they wash their body first, just so you know. Tom, what's your
Wash
answer?
my hair first.
My
I don't
answer
know.
is actually kind of twofold. So I put the shampoo in my hair, and I wash my hair, but I don't rinse my hair until after I.
So
use,
you
like, body
wash your
and
hair
stuff.
Chaotic
first.
evil.
That's not chaotic evil.
Just say
That's
you
like-
wash
Covers
your
himself
hair
in
first.
soap before he washes.
But no,
it.
because I don't
No,
rinse
yeah,
it
I
out
get the-
until like I'm
That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking what you wash first.
I guess by that definition, my
entire body.
hair.
If you are a filthy body washer and you put the soap on before you touch your hair,
almonds,
if you wash your body
nuts,
first,
pecans.
that's disgusting. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say you are chaotic evil if you wash your body first.
I kind of agree. But I also think me and Alex kind of relate because I feel like me and Alex both have like grown our hair out, and so like we kind of consider our hair important. Just from our conversation. Yeah, because
did you see my hair yesterday, Jacob?
At all?
Maybe.
Grow your hair out. I'm pretty sure the three of us have longer hair than you.
No, my hair used to be longer though, John. That's my point. Like I actually, like in high school especially, I had like Bieber hair. Like my hair used to be like Greg's.
You with long hair.
My hair is slowly approaching my shoulders, whereas Tom's hair is already touching his shoulders.
And
my hair is like down my back.
Your hair is not down your back yet. It's touching your shoulders, you absolute cretin.
But
I'm literally holding it right now.
I think
I'm telling you right now, Tom, it's shoulder length.
It's past my shoulders.
No,
it's not
that's shoulder length.
No, his is pretty long.
Oh my god, I'm going to fight.
But I also think me and Alex put a certain like importance in our hair a little bit. So I like relate to him that like I would clean my hair first, obviously.
Yeah, I like my hair looking nice. You know, people don't see what's underneath my clothes. So
my forehead's so huge though.
Yeah, but everybody sees my hair. It's like I gotta keep that clean. Gotta keep it looking good.
Fair. I completely agree. Actually, if my hair is like messed up, I feel terrible, low key.
Do you guys use the 2-in-1 shampoo?
No, I use
no.
I think
high key. If you use 2-in-1 shampoo, you're ruining your hair, dude.
I don't use 2-in-1, but I actually don't use conditioner ever.
That's also bad.
Sorry, my hair's already like really soft though.
I'm a hair guru. Okay, when I say that, I mean it ironically. I'm not actually, but
I get you.
You know, I like my
Zohan.
Hair. This is what you do, right? You shampoo every other day, but every day you wash with water and with conditioner.
Okay, I'm gonna start doing that.
Feels so good.
Because my hair is probably like gonna fall out if I keep treating it.
Yeah, dude, your hair needs the natural oil, and if you shampoo every single day, then it like.
Dude.
Yeah, my hair was super thin too, and then I started doing that, and it's getting thicker. So
I knew somebody that tried to convince me that you could trick your body into its production of oil in your hair by starting to take showers every 3 days and then every 4 days, and it would lower the oil production, and then it would make you not need a shower as often.
So that's not true, actually.
There's so many people that like low key don't smell good.
It's literally people who say I only need to shower once a week are lying. You smell bad if you don't take a shower.
I'd say that's probably like the first like immediate turn off.
I have to daily.
If somebody smells bad, I'm not talking to them.
Whoa.
Like I'm a trash raccoon. I'm a trash panda. Everything I do is with my nose, right? Listen up. If I smell you and you smell like you ain't took a shower in like 4 weeks, I'm not gonna talk to you.
I feel that. Also,
I think it varies because if someone like leaving the gym or something.
Well, that's
like,
different.
No,
you know?
That's fine.
No, not even because I go to the gym all the time, right? And like I don't. Okay, unless I like forget to put on deodorant, which is like almost never happens. It's happened like once or twice, which really sucks every time. Like I don't smell that bad, and most people don't. But occasionally, there's always that one dude who I swear to God does just not wear deodorant.
Like, whether it's fine or not is beside the point. I'm just saying, me personally.
You also weigh like what, 125 pounds? You got men in there wearing like 400 something pounds.
That's unrealistic. Like the big fat guys.
Either way, I'm saying personally, I wouldn't judge somebody immediately if they look like they just left the gym or were running or something.
That's fair.
But if I'm in your normal clothes on a day-to-day basis and you smell like funk, then I'm just gonna be like ending the conversation to leave immediately.
I get what you're saying.
You know those guys. You know, the guys who just smell bad. You talk to them and they're like. Hey,
honestly, though, I do know what you're talking about. Like, there's also certain people you see and you just know they smell bad.
I don't know about that much. I just mean like when you talk to somebody and they smell. Yeah, you're like racist against people who smell bad.
No, it's not that many people, but there's just certain people.
Yeah, you know those certain individuals.
I think it's definitely prejudice. It's definitely that you've just known someone in the past that looks like them that just smell bad, so you just associate that with that. I used to know a guy. I know a guy. Oh wait, never mind. I can't tell this story on the podcast. But I have the most funny story ever.
It's not
funny. It's just really bizarre and funny to me.
Anywho, spurred on from smelling bad. Alex, was your topic the one question, the shower question, or
that was one of my two topics?
Also, can I actually ask a question that's related to the shower one?
You go, dude.
I just remembered like a cursed question because I think everyone's gonna hate me for this. Do you guys take a shower before or after you like wake up or like before you go to bed?
It depends on the day.
Take a shower when I wake up, not before I go to work because after I get off work I smell bad and I take a shower after work.
Okay,
It
that's
depends
fair.
on the day of when I'm going to interact with people. If it's like a Saturday and I know I get to be lazy and sit around the house, I don't wake up and shower. But if
I
like I have
feel
big
that.
plans, I wake up, I sit around, I get on YouTube, whatever, and then I shower before I go out. But if
I
it's
also
like
think it.
a school day, I shower in the
Yeah.
morning and then I go. Like
Yeah,
work or
same.
something. More so, I mean, you shower before you hang out with people, but it's sort of like
Yeah.
that's like the preparatory thing for me to then go out into the world. Is it like wakes me up and like you hit with the air, refreshing, get the shower time, think to
I'm kind of
yourself.
curious what Tom's take is on this because I
Yeah,
know
me too.
the Stokes clan likes to take their showers.
No, I'm just the same as Jonathan. I just, I wake up early enough to take my long shower in the morning if I'm going to take a shower in the morning.
That's fair. That's fair.
Tom
See, I
also
know-
told me freshman year, and he's like, "This is my morning routine. I wake up early in the morning because we were talking about how he had to get off at like 10. He's like, I get up early in the morning. I go in the shower. I put my speaker in there. I play the Animal Crossing music playlist, and I take my hour-long shower, and then I'm ready for the day."
I have a long shower. I take like 30 minutes.
I take
Depends on the
maybe
day.
15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
If
it
I
depends
have
on
to
how
rush,
tired I
I
am.
can be in and out in a blink. But if
I'm a
I'm
big
like,
guy. I got a lot to
like a
clean.
Saturday, and I want to just take it easy, I put on like music, and then, or you're in there and you get hit with a shower thought, and then the water goes cold because you've been in there pondering life for so long. I do that all the time. I just black out in the shower.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm also telling you all, best music to take a shower
I
to,
wake up on the floor.
Zora's Domain or the Animal Crossing music.
Will do. I'll try that.
Which Zora's Domain, boy?
I really like the Breath of the Wild Zora's Domain.
Hey, a man of culture. Yes, that's what I listen to when I take a shower.
Do you listen to the day Zora's Domain or the night Zora's Domain?
I actually listen to a playlist that has both of them, like mashed, so that
Oh,
way
shit.
I can like register how long I've been in the shower for, so I don't
He
shower.
brings in
for
two
long.
phones and he plays them both at the same time.
Yeah.
Anywho, okay, so I'll go ahead and talk about my thing. It spurs away from shower. It's just something that I
Okay, I
covered
guess
in one
my
of my
topic's
classes.
just,
I want to talk about. Well, then I said then you can talk about your last thing at the end. We save
Yeah,
your
yeah,
topic
okay.
for the end.
Okay, I see.
Anyway, it's something we talk about, and I mentioned it briefly to Tom yesterday. But I don't know if you remember. I had to watch a TED Talk in class about machine learning. And if you don't know what machine learning, the way it was sort of explained in the TED Talk initially is that there was a guy who wrote a program so the computer could play chess with him. And the computer knew how to make all legal moves in chess, like what pieces could move where and how they can move. And it knew the win condition of the game. And that was it. And then he played it and he won. And he played it and he won. And he played it and he won. And it was the easiest chess games he's ever played in his life because all the computer knew how to do was to make legal moves, whereas he knew strategy. So after this, and this is where the machine learning comes in, is he wrote a subprogram that would run in the background that would take any given board picture or board location where all the pieces were, and then it would start assigning probabilities of that board position to winning. And then it would just collect data over and over and over again for every game it would play. So he would play it, and then he would still win because it was very early on in learning. But then when he left, he told the computer to play itself. So it could just play itself over and over and over and over again really quickly and just collect data. And then when he came back to play it, after it had hundreds of iterations of playing itself, he played it once and he won. He played it twice and he won. He played it again and he lost. And then from that moment on, he could no longer beat the computer at chess because the thing that he had created and taught how to play chess then became better than him at playing chess. The coolest thing in it is when the guy's like, he beat it, or he played it and he won, he played it, he won, he played it and he lost. And then from that moment on, he couldn't win again. And it's just like the one that IBM created. And it's the idea of teaching a computer to do something. It has like, you had to teach it the rules and how to do things. And then obviously you're better than it. But through utilizing machine learning and big data, it's now millions of times better than you are. And like the real applications to it is they taught this medical technology to take scans of people's cells to look for signs of cancer. And it would show them all these like medical images and stuff. And they were like, I'm not exact here, but it's like they were trying to find it to where that program could identify the 7 signs of cancer in photos. And then it would run and run, and it got so much data that the computer then said, here are 9 definitive examples of somebody who has cancer. and they only went in knowing that there were 7. So in teaching the computer found 2 that they didn't know existed beforehand. And the idea of like big data and stuff like that, I think it's just a super, super, super cool idea. It's a little scary, I guess, in the sense of the negatives that he talks about is that if you start getting a computer to do that, it's using data to make assumptions, and then sometimes its assumptions aren't correct, or it will start. If you think about it in like a policing situation, it'll start looking at people's like backgrounds and profiling them, and you can be judged for something before you've even done anything.
Yeah, that's Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Yeah. But one of the cool ones for video gaming, I don't know if you knew this, you League boys. Somebody it's Dota, so it's not League, but they created an AI to play at a competitive level to help players train in 1v1 situations. And they would basically just let it, it's the same thing with a chess thing, but way more complicated, teach it how to play, and then run a subroutine that would learn a little bit from every match. Learn like where you are in your position and where like the odds of winning in certain scenarios and stuff like that. So it learns how to best play its hand. And the thing about it and why machine learning is so cool, and it's straight relation to Naruto when he uses his shadow clones, and he can make 1,000 shadow clones and they can all do something. He learns at the rate of 1,000 people doing the task instead of just one person doing the task. So they can have this AI play itself on hundreds of different computers, and it can be just outpacing a normal human in the amount of practice they can get in so fast. And then they just whittle down this AI to the point where no pro player could ever beat that AI in a 1v1 scenario. I think the article I read several years ago said that they couldn't teach like 5 AI to run together as a team to beat competitive teams because the amount of learning that they would have to do and the coding and stuff like that is much larger compared to just a 1v1 scenario versus when you have 5 people and the tactics like that and ganking and all that sort of stuff that you see in League was too complex. But I mean, too complex for them then, or they just didn't have enough data. It would just take more. But yeah, basically computers are going to rule the world one day.
Well, I mean, you have to, think about how a computer is more capable of like remembering things correctly than a person is, and how it's more capable of acting in like a timely manner than a human is. And like if you're comparing like the actual mechanical output of like work done correctly of a human versus a computer, there's no reason to ever have a human do anything.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Didn't a computer like beat the Go champion or something? Like 3 times.
That one I don't know about.
That's like recent, and like the thing is with Go is that like the game is so like basic and also complicated at the same time that there's like infinite ways to win the game, or like not infinite, but there's literally like there's so many ways to win the game that it's impossible for us to know all of it or something like that. Such a crazy number, something like that. But the thing is that now that the AI is so much better at us, it means that there's ways to win the game that we can like never comprehend, that the AI knows, and which is like such a weird thing. It's like I don't know, it's weird because again, Tom's right. Like it can remember things and know things that we couldn't even like. It's just like without we have physical bounds of like memory.
Yeah, they can just utilize so much data that they can collect and memorize all of it, and then apply it all to any scenario in an instant, and then tell you what the best probability of success will be. Like one of the ones he talks about is how they would monitor your position in a car and like Cars for the Future, like your seating position, and then it could collect data of like car crashes and then people late at night, and then it could monitor your posture. And if it ever deemed, after comparing it to thousands and thousands and thousands of different pressure points and all this sort of stuff, if it deemed you were in a position where you were like relaxed or you may nod off at the road or something, that it would like jolt the steering wheel or like a little like beep or something to like alert the driver.
Interesting.
Something like as simple as that, but
that's crazy,
only achievable through massive amounts of data. Then there's the worry that, it's going to kill jobs because technology like that is similar to like the Industrial Revolution.
Andrew Yang.
We got factories and stuff like that. No politics. We don't play politics.
Andrew Yang. But what's also weird is like, and I mentioned this before, is like if AI gets like really crazy, there's like a certain point I feel like where we won't even be able to understand the current state of knowledge. You know what I mean? Kind of like the best scientists in the world, right? They're all like humans right now. But if there was ever a point where like we could use AI to like discover stuff, they could discover things that we could never like comprehend. Does that make any sense? Kind of like how the current state of Go, like the best way to play Go right now, no one knows because only an AI knows like the best strategy for Go. It's like crazy. Like the height of a certain field is impossible for us to know.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily in technology. It was like when I was in high school, I did high jump in track and field. And for a long time, like if you ever watch someone do high jump, it's a really interesting method that they go about, like your stance and the form and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That was developed by one
AI?
guy. No, just one guy
Okay.
who thought that he could make a better way to do the high jump. And beforehand, everyone was just like running up 2 feet, jumping up and trying to jump over the bar. But since this one guy was like, I think I can make a more effective way, did it and like killed the Olympics, destroyed the world record. Everything was just like amazing. It wasn't because he was like a Usain Bolt athlete. It was just he had a much more effective method of doing the task than anyone else did. And then that became the universal thing that people like me in high school learn how to jump like that.
Yeah. They
But
should
yeah.
use AI to coordinate like that stuff. That'd be crazy. If like we knew the most like optimal way to do like that kind of stuff, physical activities.
That's what it's being used for, basically. Is
That's
AI is really good at being used for an optimization style task. Like
Yeah.
if you have ever taken, and this is super basic level optimization.
Mm-hmm.
There are, if you've ever taken a calculus 2, there's a way to calculate like the most area in a given shape versus its perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
So you can like minimize the perimeter or maximize area, and even that just kind of like super basic stuff is used a lot. Like this is something nobody really thinks about, but have you ever eaten like an ice cream cone that comes with like a piece of paper, like a sort of like a napkin attached to it?
Yeah.
You ever like finish the cone and like unfurl that napkin and like look at it?
No, not really.
It's not the shape you think it is. If you like unfurl it and look at it, it's a shape that's been like highly optimized to consume as little paper as possible and cover as much of the cone as possible.
That's some weird stuff, man.
I just watched a thing on machine learning. Like I said, if anyone's interested in it, the TED Talk was really cool about big data and stuff like that. But yeah, I think just the idea of machine learning and just watching what it can do in any aspect of like, if you compare it to like the medical field or like more in relation to just like us in recreation, like with video games, how it's just
No.
an AI can learn to play a video game a million times better than you ever could.
Well, it's also crazy is that like so like wherever places where the price of labor is like really high. So in China right now, they're like #1 in robots that can do surgery because there's such a big doctor like they need so many doctors that it's so expensive for doctors that it's almost more worth the money just to make robots that can do it. So they have I know right now China is like ahead in like medical like machines that will cut you open and do surgery and stuff. It's crazy. That's like a real thing. Gosh,
They did surgery on a grape.
they did, but that what that means is that's like so precise, you know.
No, it's funny that you're talking about that. That was a topic in one of my classes, and it came up about 2 weeks after that grape meme kind of really blew up. And then we had to talk about it in a serious environment in the classroom, so it was really funny.
Nice.
But yeah, AI and computers. But yeah, so we're right about there for time, but cutting stuff. So
Yeah.
Alex, you want to wrap it all up with your last topic?
All right, guys. My last topic is one that hits me very hard in the heart. All right. So, nostalgia is a very powerful thing, especially in today's market. The thing I want to talk about is recently a game which is a personal favorite of mine got a remaster on the Switch. Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.
Overwatch. Oh.
Well, yeah, Overwatch. I love Overwatch. It was very big for me when I was a kid. And no, Link's Awakening. It was not only was it my first game that I ever played, it's also what I find to be one of the best games ever made. But what I want to talk about is how important is it when remaking a video game or anything really to have accuracy to the source context or to bring in new things to make it stand out better. I guess a good example of this would be like Pokemon Let's Go, where they did like an exact tile for tile replication, or like the new 7 remake, where it looks like they're just going to make the game, quote unquote, but then add in like a bunch of
new game, but it's the same like story and the same.
It's a new game, but it's the same story, same old characters.
By case, because some people have done it really well in both departments, and some people have done it really bad. Graphics too heavily, if I remember correctly, but it was basically a rehashing of the old thing. Get back on it, but for me, playing through those was just one. It was almost 2 1-for-1. It was almost like I had just gotten the old thing, dusted off. That's fine if enough time has passed and you don't charge full price. I think paying some much. I think if they did something like in the new Legend of Zelda game, I don't know my Legend of Zelda or 2, but I know it was very, very early on. And I think if you take something main bits are still all there. You get to see the bosses and all their new models. I prefer it to be done that way, because if I'm paying for this, I don't want it to just be. I want the game to have made some changes as well as me. It as I think I will going in.
I get that. It's kind of like remake versus remake. The hardware, you know, like when I wanted what I wanted from the Zelda Link's Awakening remake was like, I don't want to give it overly ambitious, but it's like I expected a kind of darker atmosphere for the game, but all in all, it's still the same like happy-go-lucky. This is a Game Boy game kind of feel, you know. When I'm like, if you took that same concept and you remade it in like the technology of today, it could be so much different. It could be like its own like unique experience. Whereas they just kind of tried to remaster the old experience. And I'm not saying it's like a bad thing or anything, because I love the new version too. It's awesome. But I just feel like they could have brought in more stuff, you know? Yeah, I don't know. That's just my take on it.
I don't know what I think about this. I think it just kind of depends on like the players' expectations of what they personally want, you know. And some people are going to be disappointed, some people won't. Like I don't know, it's weird.
I think if you're gonna make like a major tone shift, and like if the game was like really lighthearted to begin with, or really more serious tones, if you're doing a remake of it, then it should probably follow form. not saying that like it would be very cool if you know a developer could take a game from our past that we like loved or whatever, and then just took the core idea, but then just flipped everything else on its head. So it's the nostalgia of the original experience with this whole brand new identity. That would be cool, but I feel like just from a development point of view, it's a really people be worried about doing that, especially if you touch really big titles from the past. I think that a developer doesn't want to shift too much of the core idea around for fear.
But that's
of,
why
like,
I'm really digging the Final Fantasy VII remake, though, right? Because they're doing that. They're taking this old game with turn-based combat and they're making it into an action RPG. So it's a big shakeup, but it's one that looks fun. It looks good. It looks interesting, and that's why I'm digging that.
That game looks like it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah,
I can't wait. And I will be doing a playthrough of the original since it's like $2 on Steam, closer to that release date.
Me too.
But Tom, you have anything to weigh in on remake, remaster?
It sounds a lot. Well, my opinion is gonna sound a lot like my opinion on like director's cuts, which I had talked about in I think like the first or second episode.
The first one, yeah, but yeah.
But like I think like the act of remaking something is something that I don't like at all. I get that it's fun to like reimagine things, but I feel like it's too anti-consumer to charge a price for something you've already done. Like, I don't want to pay for something I've already done just to have it on something new. Like, I'm still just as capable of going back and playing my copy of, Pokemon Blue as I am of, buying Pokemon, Fire Red or whatever.
I think it's fine as long as you like move the price down. Like you don't charge full price for just a port over. Like when they brought Red and Blue to the DS App Store, they were like $10, I think. Which I think was fine because it was easy for them to just like port the old thing to the new thing, make it work on the DS, but made it cheaper because not everybody still has their copy of Red and Blue, or maybe some people didn't get to play Red and Blue.
I don't.
Some would argue the purist.
I kind of feel ripped off with the new Zelda Link's Awakening, right? Because this game is $60 for this recreation of a game that I can get for $5 on the 3DS eStore, right? So I'm like, I don't know. I feel like if they're gonna do that, they should at least bring in a little bit extra, something new.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
And I've not played it. I've just seen images from my point of view, from the outside. I'm not saying like it's a bad game. It's just
definitely. I'm not roasting the game or anything. I fucking love it.
Because I know
get that out of the way. I'm a nerd.
You're doing a playthrough of it on your channel right now.
Yeah. I love the game. Don't get me wrong. It's just I feel like something more is what I was expecting, I guess.
For sure. And I've not played it, and I don't know what is different. I've not played the original or this one, so I'm no idea. But if I knew, then what I would say is I would be fine with a full price if two things. The game visually is changed drastically, which it has. I mean, this one's completely night and day. It's Switch. If the other one hadn't exist, this would come out as a title that fits with the Switch. Like it doesn't look old, right?
Yeah.
The graphics are all new and it looks fine. So step one, it meets that criteria for me for charging full price for a remake. Is that visually you need to make some massive changes to reflect that time has passed and that you have this new hardware that you can work with. And then two would be that you do add something to the story or to the narrative and make it different. Maybe like nods at the past, like I said earlier, or maybe just an extended story because you already have, your story laid out. You know how it's going to go. You can add a post campaign or something, or however it goes, or an extra dungeon or something, just so where there is even more incentive to play this new version for fans of the old one, because then they're like, oh, I get to do this again, but they added this. That's cool. We get to do something after we beat the game, or there's this whole new dungeon in the middle of the game, and that'll be cool. So I think if I've not played it, I don't know. You're the leading expert of the four of us on it right now. And have you beat it yet?
On the Switch version, I've beaten it twice.
Okay.
Twice.
So you don't think that there is enough in the content to justify that enough has been added? I know they added like little nods, like Nintendo nods. Like there's a chain
Yeah.
chomp in there somewhere, and like Goombas or whatever.
Well, those were
that's those are also just parts of the original.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Okay, my thought when I was watching the trailer was like they're adding this into it.
No, those were in the original.
Okay, so then no. So sorry.
Yeah. So the thing with this is it's a literal 1-to-1 recreation. Story beats, characters, everything 1-to-1. Everything is the same, which is it's good for the game because it's like, oh, I get to replay this game I used to love, but now it's really pretty and it's sweet. It's all nostalgia. I love it, but at the same time, it's like it's literally 1-to-1. There's nothing new. There's like a dungeon creator thing, but it's like so limited and it's like very base level dungeon creation. You can't share it online, so it's like
they'll just throw in some cheap gimmicky thing. They're like, look what you can do now, and you're like, but it's not really that fun.
Yeah, that's basically the same way I feel about it. It's just kind of like they threw it in and they're like, oh, this could be cool in theory, but then they just didn't capitalize on it like they could have. Other than that, the game's great. Would recommend, but like.
However, there is a 1-to-1 recreation that somebody in this call is playing that I was debating playing a couple of days ago or getting into. Is Tom's playing WoW Classic?
WoW Classic. That's a funny game.
So, what'd your opinion on that be? Because it's not like we talked about this, I think, on the first episode. So, in that sense, you are paying essentially full price, the $15. You don't have to pay the entry fee, though, right? Like, because if we're comparing it to playing WoW Classic now versus playing that content when it was first created, you had to buy WoW and then you had to pay for subscription, right?
Yeah.
So nowadays, in this one, you don't have to buy the game, you just have to pay subscription, correct?
What? No, incorrect. You have to be subscribed to World of Warcraft, and in order to subscribe to World of Warcraft, you have to own a copy of World of Warcraft.
But how much is a copy of World of Warcraft?
A copy of base World of Warcraft? I don't know, like $0.
Exactly. So arguably, it is a cheaper alternative, or it is cheaper now to play
it's
that
cheaper
content.
If it isn't exactly the same price. Like it's.
Well, I was saying the debate of charging full price for content or not.
I know that's
still pay, but so barring that, let's just say subscription, because that's pretty much where people pay the most amount of their money is in subscriptions. For that, you're still paying the same subscription for the classic WoW. The difference there is, like Alex said, he could go pick up that old Legend of Zelda game and play it. You can't play that version of WoW anymore because WoW is constantly updating and changing with patches and whatever. Unless you played on a private server, you couldn't get that same experience.
Didn't they shut down a bunch of private servers?
No, private servers still exist. But anytime they get big, they have a tendency to get cease and desisted.
Yeah.
So, like, World of Warcraft, in and of itself, I'm pretty sure is only like $20. So WoW Classic.
That's fine, since technically that's the rehashing of WoW Classic. Like, you get to play the classic experience again. It's of the same advertising idea as the new Link's Awakening game. It's like, remember this thing that you used to do? Here it is again.
Well, yeah, the advertising for WoW Classic, since the game's 15-year-old, is it's literally a character in WoW retail who's canonically they can time travel. And she's standing in front of a very iconic piece of WoW lore called the Dark Portal. And she says, somebody told you can't go home, but they're wrong.
Nice.
That's what it's really.
And I mean, that game's doing well, right? I mean, there's a lot of people who are into classic. I feel like the hype around
every server is
now.
3 to 4 more times populated than it has capacity to hold.
But yeah, I mean, on launch, it was like you had like 6-hour queue times to get in and stuff like that.
I think WoW Classic is fine just because WoW is cheap, but also because, in a sense, there's a reward. If you hit level 60 in WoW Classic, Blizzard gives you a copy of Battle for Azeroth for free and a level boost.